welcome on board. Jason is my name. Just enjoyed the Phoenix Park. I hope you had a wonderful time. It's also here in the Phoenix Park you'll find over 400 wild deer. Now, if you are travelling around Dublin and you do end up in the park at some point, remember they are wild. The park belongs to them. They've been here before us. So do remember that, folks. Here on the left hand side is the People's Gardens, named after the people of Dublin. I spent many a weekend here with my wife and my young son many years ago, having a picnic in the summer months. If you look out beyond the trees to the left hand side, ladies and gentlemen, you see a beautiful Georgian style building. And that was the former Royal Infirmary. It is now here in the Phoenix Park, the Department of Defence. And if you just look over to your right hand side, just below the trees, that's the Defence. The army don't like that joke. So on we go. Our next stop is number 18, ladies and gentlemen, and it's for two of Dublin's finest pubs. They date back to Victorian times. They're called Nancy Hans, and the other one is William Bryan's. And they'll be coming up on our left hand side very shortly. So if you're sick and tired of listening to me, you've been on board for over an hour, and you feel like a little bit of refreshment, or maybe even a bite to eat, you can head on in here to Victorian style Dublin. Yes, they date back to the 19th century. Nancy Hans still has an original staircase where they've taken out of Trinity College. Michael Caine once ate in here when he was filming in Dublin City, making the movie Educating Rita. And the next, as we move on a little bit further, you'll find number 28 of Parkgate Street, and that's William Bryan's. Now, I'm not ever sure if you've heard of the Snug. The Snug was in Victorian times created because women liked to used to have a drink in a bar, but it was frowned upon. So some of the bars got together and they made a snug area, which was where the women could hide away and they had their very own serving hatch into the bar itself. So they wouldn't bother the men, and the men wouldn't bother the women. So here we have it, just coming up on their left. First building here, the red one, this is Nancy Hans, and further on down, number 28, William Bryan. So if you leave me now, it's been a pleasure. Do enjoy your day in Dublin, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Slowly but surely I'm losing my family. I still have the girls at the front. Yeah, you alright girls? Lovely. As long as you are happy, I'm smiling out. Now, as we travel through the traffic lights, our next stop will be number 19. It's for the National Museum of Decorative Arts and History, and it's also known as Collins Barracks. And here to the left hand side is Wolfe Tone Park. He too was one of the rebel leaders. You saw Wolfe Tone at stop number 7 at St. Stephen's Green. But if you look inside the park, you'll see a lovely young lady sitting upon in her own very own bath. Her name is Anna Livia, a famous young lady here in Ireland and in Dublin. Now, she was once positioned down on O'Connell Street, which is our main street in the city, but we had to move her up here due to antisocial behaviour. The kids used to mess around with her quite a lot. But she's here now in our final resting place, and she's known locally here in Dublin as the floozy in the jacuzzi. That's Anna Livia. So on we go. Now our next stop, number 19, Collins Barracks, which is named after Michael Collins. He was the first commander of the Irish Free State Army. And the barracks itself was the oldest army barracks in the world up until its closure in 1997. It's in here, they have a magnificent exhibition which is absolutely free, and they're open right now. There it is to the left hand side. And it charts what went on in the Easter Rising from day one on Easter Monday right up until the very last execution of the rebel leaders in Maiden Jail. So here we go, ladies and gents, this is number 19, Collins Barracks and the National Museum of Decorative Arts and History. I'll take that as a no. Right, we'll keep on moving. If you look over to your right hand side, now you'll notice that's part of the Guinness Brewery. And you're probably wondering, that doesn't look like it, doesn't it? It goes back to 1759, and you'd be absolutely right. Remember, Diageo now owned the Guinness Empire. They bought it from the Guinness family. And at one point, they were going to move the whole system out of Ireland, take it all out, and move to England. But they changed their mind, and they've now invested into the city, and they've created Brew House 4. It cost 169 million euros. But it has brought the capacity to brew Guinness in Dublin City to 1 billion pints a year. I kid you not. Thank God you guys are here, because there's only 4.5 million of us in the Republic. I don't see us getting to 1 billion pints of Guinness every year. James Joyce Bridge, which is just here to the right hand side, is named after a very famous author and playwright. The bridge itself was designed by a great man with an even better name. He was a Catalonian man, and his name was Santiago Calatrava. I'd love to be called Santiago. I'm stuck with Jason. Oh, and that's on a site of 120 acres. Here on the right hand side is the entrance to St. Michan's Church. You can take a tour, it only costs about €4, and it is a wonderful part, an old part of Dublin City. So there you go, here's all the construction workers happening right now. But it's in here, as we just turn into the left, if you go up to your right hand side, there's a hostel, and inside the hostel, which is a part of the old distillery, they have a set up, a whiskey tasting scenario set up. It only costs €10, and they also have a very little shop related to Jameson products. I'm just reading this thing now. Drop the charges. Oh yes, we have a bit of a protest going on, folks. It's all about the water protests in Ireland. We don't want the papers. Why should we? It should rain 360 days of the year. So on we go. Here we go, number 20, believe me now. Enjoy yourselves. Now the tram system you see operating to your right and to your left, that's our Lewis. That's the individual that's causing all the upsets in the main part of the city centre. So not looking exactly pretty, and there's an awful lot of congestion as we head back down into the main part of Dublin city centre. Now the Lewis is Irish for speed or fast. We call the tram system here the snail on the rail. We have to manoeuvre ourselves around here, a little bit of a tight area, so I'm going to be quiet when we get ourselves around this corner. If you hear any scraping or scratches, just don't tell me, boss. It wasn't me. There we go. We're through and we're happy. Heading back out onto the quays, the north side of Dublin, and the River Liffey, which is directly in front of us. Now, we're moving again. Off we go. Directly in front of us, there's a bridge in the middle of the River Liffey. That's known as the Father Matthew Bridge. Father Matthew was a wonderful man, and he created the Abstinence Society of Ireland, and he was very good at it. He became the president. He travelled around England and America and all over Ireland, and became the president of the Abstinence Society of Ireland. And here's the ironic part. Of all the bridges in Ireland we could have given and named after Father Matthew, we gave him this bridge, which is directly across the road from the oldest pub in Ireland. I kid you not. You just cross over the bridge to the right hand side, you'll find the Brazen Heads, which dates back to 1198. Now here on the left hand side is the forecourt of Dublin. This will be our next stop, number 21. You might recognise this building from the movie Michael Collins. It was in here during the Civil War. Michael Collins was forced to fight against his former comrades. Yes, a lot of them were unhappy with Michael signing the Anglo-Irish Treaty, in which we gave up the 6 counties of Northern Ireland. Now during the Civil War, the building itself was very badly damaged. If you remember the movie, if you look over to your right hand side, on that bridge, Michael was there, raining down bombs and bullets upon his former comrades. It was a sad part of what went on through the Irish independence and the Civil War. The building itself was very badly damaged, but it has been restored to its former glory, and is still to this very day our national court service. So this is our next stop, through the traffic lights on the left, number 21, and it's also the beginning of the Temple Bar area. So if you are going to leave me at the next one, cheerio, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy your day in Dublin, and I'll see you sometime soon. See the Halfpenny Bridge, but if you look over to your right hand side, you see a red brick building with a green dome. That's the Clarence Hotel, and and that belongs to Bono on the Edge, two members of the rock group U2. Now, if you'd like to stay at their penthouse, you can do so for one night for €2,000. And the very first person to stay in that hotel, in the penthouse, was in the late 90s. Her name was Tina Turner. Oh yes, Simply the Best, remember her? Oh yeah. And it was when she spent her time here in Dublin, Tina Turner actually wrote the song Simply the Best. And that was because she took a tour with me here on Dublin's Lighting. Hey! Self-praise is no praise. At least that's what my wife tells me every day. So here to the right, in the centre of the River Liffey, this is the Halfpenny Bridge. Now it's 200 years of age. It celebrated this about 6 weeks ago. There was a massive party in the city and a huge celebration, and all the other bridges were invited. Now if you are going to leave me at the next stop, if you just cross over the Halfpenny Bridge, that will bring you into the heart of Temple Bar. You'll see the Merchant's Arch, which is across the way to the right, and just to the right of that again, it's an archway, and that will bring you into our cultural quarter and the hub of the activity in Dublin City Centre. It's also our next stop, number 22. We have the Arlington Hotel. So tonight at 7:30, if you're looking for something traditional to do, they have a wonderful Celtic night show. Traditional Irish music and wonderful Irish dancers. Award-winning, in fact. It includes a 3-course meal, and it's a wonderful night's entertainment. I've done it myself with my wife, so I can tell you folks, it is a great night and a good bit of crack. So if you're looking for something different to do tonight in Dublin. So if you're going to leave me at the next stop, I'll be sad to see you go. It's been a pleasure to have you on board. Remember, Jason was my name. And before I leave you, just here on the right hand side, along the quay walls, you'll see these trees on the right, folks. Now these were planted when the quay walls were being built. You'll never see these trees anywhere else in the world. They're unique to Dublin and to Ireland. They're called dog trees. And you can tell, or should I say, they got their name because you can tell by their bark. The old and the best. Don't forget, we also have a free walking tour, so if you're here tomorrow morning, kicking off every day of the week, 11 o'clock outside our head office, which is stop number 23, you have an absolutely free walking tour. It takes about 45 minutes, and it's basically you're brought to parts of the city that the buses cannot travel to. So it normally costs €10, but again, because you've joined us here on the bus, on the main bus, you get it for free. All you need to do is get a separate ticket from myself or one of my colleagues. So that will be tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Do a walking tour of Dublin City. One of the many excellent guides. His name is Pat Liddy. And it is wonderful, folks. Again, I've done it myself, so I can't recommend it to you. So here we go, just ahead here on the left, number 22. If you're leaving me, do enjoy your time in Dublin. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye for now.